जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೈ
হায়দ্রাবাদ 50 এক্সপ্রেস পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
What a nerve-wracking match. I can't take this. It's just not good for our nerves. We need to breathe in, breathe out, because we need to get our BP under control after what happened yesterday. Another game today. Welcome back to Cricbuzz Live. I'm Saiyami Kher. I have two very calm people with me because they're the veterans, Bhattacharjya and Lisa Sthalekar. How are you all so calm?
Because we are actually not involved in anything. We're just sitting back and watching. What does it matter?
What a match, because from 23 for 3, that's what they were, Lucknow, they've gone and won this game.
Absolutely. And the ups and downs, I mean, it's just not been that from 23 for 3 they went through so many twists and turns. I mean, if you had a scriptwriter write this, you'd say,
It would be Abbas Masta.
No, make it more real. This is not
Yes.
real enough. Look at that. Just look at once Nicholas Pooran walks in, what happens out there? 19, 18, 17, 14. And that's the Pooran influence. That's where the game totally changes. He comes in. Actually, I mean, we're giving him a lot of credit. Give it to Stoinis as well. Those two, from that 23 for 3, just 37 in the first 6 overs, to win a match chasing 211 is just absolutely incredible. It happens once in 100 times. That is an incredible performance.
Lisa, but if we look at that stat again, 17th overs and Pooran got out. That's when Bedoni was on strike a lot and Pooran probably felt the pressure. In the last ball, he got out. And that's the 4-run when Siraj bowled. Yep. After that, again, it was a 9, then 10-5. But Pooran, we have to talk about Pooran and what he's done. Incredible knock.
Amazing striking ability to come in and from ball one, literally look for the boundary. We heard on commentary, Danny Morrison, he's been praising this guy for a very long time. And finally, he's turned up and been able to do it on the biggest stage. A strike rate of 326, that is just ridiculous. I mean, they were jokingly saying a little bit like Chris Gale as well, the 333.
Exactly.
That's exactly what he was striking. I mean, it was very hard for them to put the ball anywhere because he was finding the boundary with ease. And he actually, I think when he first went out there, he was like, let's get close. Let's see how far we can take it. And then after those first few overs, all of a sudden there was a belief. And then I reckon it flipped. Ayush Badoni, all of a sudden when he was on strike in that 17th over, goes, oh, we can win this. Now I don't need to stuff it up. But he nearly did.
No. But I think that's what happens. That till you come close, you're not scared of the result. Because it's so far away, you don't think about it. Once you come close, you say, oh God, now we can do this. And Pooran's out, now it's me.
Yes.
So it was fascinating that in the end, the last over went for 5 runs. They just about scrambled through with it. So that's the kind of match you've had. Up, down, then, Stoinis takes you up. You think, okay, he's out. Now things are going to change. Then Pooran takes you even further up. Then you go down again. It is an incredible match.
But Joy, Gambhir spoke about Pooran and he said we've paid him the big bucks for Pooran because we want him to win us these 2-3 games, finish games off for us, and well, he's already done that for them.
Yeah, he didn't finish it off, but I mean, he just laid such a fantastic groundwork because then, once this run rate comes down to 8 and 9, even if you have one bad over, you can survive. And they had a couple of bad overs. They had a 4-run over after that. But you could still survive because Pooran had made such a mountain of runs and so fast, a strike rate of 326, that he left them with enough to do, even if they stuffed it up a bit. And believe me, Ayush tried very hard to stuff that up, but couldn't.
No, you spoke about Stoinis because he laid the foundation, and Stoinis again came in when they were 23 for 3. He was dropped on 0 by Siraj. Obviously, a very costly drop by Siraj, and then he went back and hammered that big knock.
Yeah, the Hulk, as we call him back home, he's got a great ability just to stand and deliver. He's such a big physical character with a long reach, muscles popping out of his shirt. So he can strike the ball really well. Chinnaswamy is the perfect stadium for him to really show what he can do, and he did it. I think there was almost a little byplay as well between him and Maxwell. It's like, well, my Aussie
goes
counterpart, my teammate for the Melbourne Stars got runs. Hey, I can turn up and score some runs as well. So really important innings, well backed also by Lucknow, because we were calling for him to be the one to be flicked and Quinton de Kock to come in. But he's just played, I think, a match-winning innings as well.
Now a new headache for Gautam Gambhir because Quinton sits. Well, what does one do with him now?
Look, I don't think you have an option unless Kyle Mayers after one bad knock is punished, which I think is a bit unfair. But also, you know, you look at the entire circumstance. What happened once again? 23 for 3 and RCB let the team off the hook. 93 for 5, you know. Then the match against Mumbai where Tilak Verma almost took them home. Every time you've had a situation where RCB has had the opposition in trouble and they've not managed to finish it. Look at that, 23 for 3. Then Stoinis goes mad. You get Stoinis out. You get KL Rahul out and you think 105 for 5. Look, things are going to happen now. 9 overs to get 100 runs, 8.5 overs to get 100 runs, more than 100 runs, 107 runs. And then Pooran comes in and plays that knock. So if they've repeatedly had situations to their advantage and couldn't convert, and that's something that should really worry them.
But you know, sorry Lisa, you said that on your Twitter that rest in peace for bowlers at the Chinnaswamy because what can they do? Like, you know, they got Parnell in, they've got that extra bowler, but well, not enough.
Yeah, well, I think Wayne Parnell bowled beautifully at the top. And, you know, we've seen ball moving and if you get it nice and full, you're going to trouble them. And that's why he picked up the wickets that he did. I thought Mohammad Siraj bowled really well. And even they bowled 3 up front and then his last over, he actually executed beautifully. And we were questioning, you know, is he the right death bowler? Well, he's kind of answered that a little bit. He's still got a long way to go. I just think it's almost like they just go for slot deliveries. And I know Chinnaswamy is a smallish ground and the ball does tend to fly, but there's got to be some kind of plan, whereas it just looks like they're going to go for Yorkers, and if they don't get it, it's out of the park. So it's literally, I've nailed my Yorker, great. That's a single, maybe a dot if you're lucky, but otherwise you're going for 6. So I think there's got to be some other plans, whether they try and shut down one side of the oval, you know, have the 4 fielders out there and bowl round the wicket or bowl quite defensively. I think they've got to think a little bit differently at Chinnaswamy.
But Joy, you know, Siraj was very good in the beginning and then again the death over problem. Parnell was also very good when he started off. Harshal was not very impressive again. The slower balls were being picked very easily. Hopefully, with Hasaranga coming in, things could turn around, or what do?
Yeah, perhaps having that bowler in the middle, because this time they really suffered in the middle. Karan Sharma went for runs. They got Shahbaz Ahmed for just 1 over. He went for runs. So the spinners averaged, I think, Karan went for 48 in his 3 and 1 for 15 for Shahbaz. So spinners, if your spinners are going at 15 and over, I mean,
Yeah,
you
it's
just
tough.
can't go back to them at all. You know, take a look at that. I mean, those kind of analysis gave them a situation where they couldn't bowl, they couldn't use the spinners at all in the middle. And they would have wanted to use, actually, if you look at, similarly, just go and look at the Bangalore innings, they got 6-7 overs out of it because you had Bishnoi bowling well, you had Kunal Pandya bowling well. Because the point out here is pace doesn't really help that much if you're not as fast as somebody like a Mark would. So a bit of deceit, you know, and Pandya bowled really well. So that's where I think they've missed our trick. Their spinners have not done it for them.
Just on Karan Sharma, I reckon he was bowling too wide. Like, I don't mind.
Wide of the crease or wide on the...
He was bowling, you know, through that wide line. So leg spinners, you look at all of the good ones in IPL, Rashid Khan, Ravi Bishnoi, all of them, they target the stumps. Adam Zampa as well for Australia, they target the stumps. And then occasionally they'll throw the wide one looking for a wicket, whereas that was his only plan. And against Stoinis, if you just miss, he hits you in that arc over mid-off through to cover. He, in the end, got the wicket, but I think the plan was probably wrong. And this is where I think their analysis and what they're trying to do on this ground, on this pitch, which is a run feast, they've just got to figure out better ways of trying to at least keep them quiet, keep the boundaries away from these
Which is what
wonderful
Kunal
strikers.
did very well.
This is what Kunal did very well, and I think,
And
Bishnoi also did it very well. And that's what, Their spinners didn't get going, they just couldn't trust them. They went back too fast. I feel Shahbaz might have been given one more over, given the fact that everyone was flying at that point in time. And you just need to sometimes change things around. Also, it's very difficult to, Stoinis, you can make plans to, very difficult to make plans to Nicholas Pooran because his feet movement are so fast. He gets into position so fast. His bat speed is so much that very difficult to. So with somebody like a Pooran, it's almost as if he has to make the mistake. You can't do very much. Just give him balls in which he's going to make mistakes.
Everything, Lucknow did right because Pooran and Stoinis came and saved it for them. That one concern will be KL Rahul. We shouldn't be, they have won the match, so we should be celebrating for Lucknow. But they will be concerned because KL Rahul 4 innings now and he's not really hit it off at all.
And I'll tell you what, I want to talk to you about a tale of two captains and a tale of two innings. Even though KL Rahul ended up on the winning side. How does he start? How does du Plessis start? 33 of 31. Can't time the ball. Just looking to hit it, can't hit it. Stays there, finally hits form. And in the 10-15 overs, balls towards the end, he scores 40 odd runs. And his strike rate at the end is a very healthy 150 plus. Somewhere Rahul was trying to force the pace, couldn't do it. But then he didn't have that patience to say that I've eaten 18-19 balls now. I have to be the one, let me go and finish it from here. And I think that's where he let the team down because he did not need to even do the heavy lifting because who's batting on the other end? At that time, Stoinis is going crazy.
Yeah.
So Stoinis is already doing it for you, but he should have stuck around. I felt somewhere that's the thing that he'll look at, saying that both of us as captains were out of form. One guy managed to play himself back into form. I didn't have the patience.
Just to add to that, I do think it's also it shows one captain is out of form and is setting, so there's no scoreboard pressure. The other sees the run rate going up and up and up. So I do think that has something to do with it, and that's why the old school of thought was get runs on the board, score plenty, and just let that scoreboard do the work for you, really.
So, Lucknow is now sitting pretty at the top. They play Punjab next. What can they take out from today's game? Because it was, there's a seesaw of emotions in today's game.
A lot of headaches. What to do with him, who to play him for, what to do. But otherwise, look, I feel they have enough weapons as a unit. There is a worry there. I think their Indian fast bowling is a bit of a worry because if Avesh is not going, if Avesh gets carted for runs, Jayadev's had a very good first over, but after that, I felt wasn't the bowler that, you can depend on. I feel he'd do very well in home conditions in Lucknow or a couple of other pitches, maybe in Chennai, but he's not the kind of bowler that, say, at the Wankhede or in pitches like this would be the most useful. So one more bowler, they need a bowler somewhere. They need some Indian to step up and do that job for them, and I feel they haven't yet. They're really missing Mohsin, who last year did a fantastic job for them.
And Lisa, RCB play Delhi next at the Chinnaswamy. They were at home today, but it didn't go the way they wanted it to. What can they take out from today's game?
Positives, runs on the board. Maxwell finding some form, showing what he can do. The top order is firing. They haven't really had to, apart from away from home, they've had to look at the middle order. The main thing is they've just got to start really thinking about their death bowling and how to use their bowlers. Can they find a different combination of when they bowl them? And obviously Hasaranga coming in, I think will definitely strengthen their side. So a lot of teams at the start, the first week in a bit of IPL, haven't necessarily played their best 11 yet. There's some teams that are searching for their best 11 and some are waiting for their best 11 to get here. So hopefully for RCB, the inclusion of Hasaranga will certainly allow them to kind of control those middle overs.
And as you notice, the question was answered for us, not just by us, but by RCB, saying do they need batsmen or bowlers? And that, I think, has clearly been answered what they really need.
Yeah, but they got the bowler in, so now what else?
No, Parnell did it for them. Yeah. It's just that I think they needed another Indian bowler to stand up and put up his hand and do something.
All right then, all you RCB fans, we can just wait and watch what happens next when they come home. But we need to move on and just recap what's going to happen tomorrow because Mumbai plays Delhi at the Firozshah Kotla. This is the 16th match of the IPL. And for all Delhi and MI fans, we are hoping that somebody gets over the mark because somebody has to win. So that's the only positive. Either Delhi or Mumbai, somebody gets off the mark tomorrow.
Let's hope it doesn't rain and they split points, okay? Otherwise, they'll still be searching for their first victory. But huge game. More so for Delhi, given it's at home and they've already played 3 games. You can't go for zip down in the start of an IPL. You can almost kind of kiss the finals goodbye, really. So there's a lot of pressure, I think, on both sides with their Indian batters. Now, some are youngsters, some are senior campaigners, but they all need to step up.
If you can just have a look at the Delhi squad, because, well, the batting has not really fired at all. Well, Prithvi Shaw at the top has not really been able to do anything. David Warner got those 50s, 1-odd 50s, but he's not really been attacking. So it's the batting that, again, is going to be a concern for Delhi, Joy?
I think that's what they need. Prithvi Shaw to fire. They need Pandey got out on a first ball duck. So definitely between Prithvi Shaw, Manish Pandey, I think, as I said, Akshar Patel batting a bit earlier up. Yash Dhal, I don't know why they're not giving him a chance as yet. They need their batting to fire, because David Warner, the way he's playing right now, is playing a sort of anchor role without taking any risks. He needs the batsman at the other end to go hard. And if Prithvi doesn't go hard, it's going to be a huge problem for Delhi. So I think it's a problem that they need to solve. They need to go hard. And perhaps if you look at that Mumbai team, they don't really have the greatest attack at this point in time. So perhaps this is the match that Prithvi comes good and, really proves his, because they need him. They need him more than anybody else.
But Lisa, you think they should get Yash Dhul in because he's been in great form, domestic form?
Yeah, I mean, the numbers speak pretty favourably for him, and then also got an opportunity to actually play against Bangladesh in the A side as well. So getting that extra experience, that next level, is really important. They've got to try something. But see, the difference is, as pundits, we can sit back here and we're like, couple of games, right, scratch him, get the next one in.
True.
But being in a team and having just been in a team, it's about managing emotions, confidence, morale. And sometimes the bigger play is, okay, no, we can't drop him just yet. We need to keep going with him. We think we've been working on certain things in the net. We don't get to see all of that. I think they'll go again with Prithvi Shaw. But I feel for him, because if he doesn't fire, he probably should go from now on. Yeah.
We'll just have a look at the squad again. And Joy, if you can tell us your pick of the 4 overseas players for tomorrow.
It's an interesting one, because they really need Nokia, because the quality he provides. I think it's going to be a straight swap. I think Rovman Powell goes out. They probably try and get Phil Salt in, or more of a traditional batsman in. They have pieces. It's just that if their top order doesn't fire, the rest of it doesn't make sense. So 1, 2 and 3, other than David Warner, somebody has to give them runs.
Yeah. Moving on to MI now, because we...
Your favorite. Why don't you? Let's retire. We have nothing to say.
Yeah, you go through.
No.
You tell us.
It gets too emotional, so I have to keep my emotions aside, because, well, I'm doing a job, so I'm going to give it back to the experts. We've got the squad here. Again, the bowling department has been, well, very disappointing, the least to say. And then there's Surya, who hasn't fired, Rohit, Ishan, who've not fired. Besides the Tilak Varman, there's nothing really positive that's happened.
No, you're right, from a batting point of view. And that's why I said that it's the Indian batters that need to step up in both sides. I think it's been 24 innings since Rohit Sharma has scored a 50. Like, that's a lot. And for the calibre of him, he should be leading from the front. And then you've got the fact Cam Green hasn't played a lot of T20 cricket. The other thing as well is Ashid Khan, I think, has been going for plenty. So whether they swap him for a Sandeep Warrior or something like that, I think they've got to start to look elsewhere, especially from a bowling point of view. But your top order normally stays the same, because that's exactly what they've done. They're the ones that you've spent a lot of money on, and you expect them to deliver. And, I feel for Surya Kumar Yadav as well. Like, he's coming off a bit of a rough trot against the Aussies. And it's funny, because I caught up with some of the Aussie guys, and they were saying, we reckon he's going to have the best IPL, because he had a terrible series against us. Yeah, I don't know whether he's taken that recent form and his confidence is down, but he's too much of a classy player to miss out for this long.
Joy, another pain point is Archer. We missed him in the last match, and when he doesn't play, the bowling just doesn't fire.
Yeah, so my point is simply at this point in time, if you really look at it, the one player that I see really needs to be cooked a bit more. I know they paid a lot of money for him, but they've got to bite the bullet. Cameron Green is doing nothing for me because I don't feel he has the qualities to really whack it up front consistently, and you don't need really that much quality up front. If Cameron Green goes out and you bring in a Riley Meredith, you get that second fast bowler in. The fact of the matter is, with the Mumbai team that they have to get runs from the top 6 in any case. If Rohit Sharma, Suryakumar Yadav, Ishan Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Tilak Verma, Tim David, Nihal Vadera, if these guys don't get you the runs, then nobody else is going to get you the runs. So
you pick him over a Brevis?
I would pick between Stubbs and Brevis is one of the. It's something I'd leave to them. Both of them are very talented cricketers. Either of them I'd take. But Cameron Green at this point in time is neither giving me enough with the bat nor with the ball. And it's not his fault. He didn't ask for this huge sum of money. He just played, he opened in an innings for Australia against India just before the auction and made some 50s. And so a lot of much more experienced players who understand the format much more are batting. And for him to bowl and bat at that position in a format that he doesn't play very much is difficult. So that's the only thing.
I think he's almost better off to go down the order if you want and play more of a finishing. Like,
correct, and where he doesn't have to think.
Correct. Coming in that number 3 position, that is a crucial position because either you're coming in the first 1 or 2 overs, or you're coming in when 2 set batters and all of a sudden you just need to keep going. So, it can be quite tricky. I think 3 and 4 and 5 are probably the hardest positions in T20 cricket.
Okay, Lisa, you had called it on Pooran and you said he'd be a player to watch out for. So your players to watch out for tomorrow, one from each team.
Up in Delhi, I'm going to go Rohit. He's going to turn up. He's going to perform well. And then for Delhi, you go for Mumbai.
I'll go for Mumbai. I'm going to go. I just have to go Rohit. No, I won't go Rohit. You've gone Rohit. Surya. One of them has to make it today.
And then I'm going to go Kuldeep Yadav.
Yeah, and Kotla.
Aksar. I think, again, one of them they should do well. It's the kind of pitch that normally works for them. Of course, again, we are very surprised with the kind of pitches we're getting so far in the series. So, and the pitches actually, why they're also more predictable is because they're not so tired as yet. It's still early. And Delhi has actually been having unseasonably good weather. Normally, it's really hot by now. It's not. So, the pitches that you normally get in April, these are better pitches than you normally get in April.
We'll wait and watch tomorrow. I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that Hitman puts on a show. But now it's time for the answer that we all wait for at the end of the show. Mr. Bhattacharya, please take it away.
Yep. This question was reminded by, it came up because of something that happened yesterday. So which record in international cricket? And let's have a look at the record.
Most runs last over.
Yes, most runs. The answer is coming up now.
Q.
Most runs conceded in a T20I over. Of course, you remember Dhananjaya when Pollard hit him. Stuart Broad, Yuvraj Singh hit him.
Yes.
And the other 2 gentlemen ended up on 34 runs. So those 2, the first 2 gave 36 odd. The next gave 34 each. So yeah. So obviously, yesterday's 31 run last over is what got
Okay, so Joy felt it's an easy peasy question. Let's see who got it in quickest because we had a lot of answers today.
Reddy, and he's done very well. This is, I think, the 3rd time Rajesh Reddy's answered the fastest.
Rajesh, Joy is keeping a track, so keep answering your questions quickly because we need your answers quickly. You're in Joy's honours book, you certainly are. Well, it's been another nerve-wracking day for me because every day I learn something from you all. There's philosophy that you teach, there is history. He talks about 1930, he talks about, in the dressing room, lots of things happen. But today from Lisa and Joy, I've learned that let whatever happen on the field, you need to keep your nerves in check because that's my learning for the day. I'll have another learning tomorrow. For me, every day is a new learning on Cricbuzz Live. So don't forget to join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. See you all there.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Hyderabad को 50 एक्सप्रेस कोलुबुसी स्टेशन नेताजी भवन कृपया ध्यान दें